Morning, guys. Good morning to you. It is Monday, the 1st of March. How have you managed to get to the 1st of March? I will never know. We carry on with our home learning. All right. This is our last week, fingers crossed. At the time I'm recording this, Boris Johnson is about to give his guidance. So I'm guessing that we're all coming back to school on the 8th of March. So hopefully my magical powers will be correct. So today, or let's just start with yesterday. Yesterday you were multiplying again, and you started using a formal method. So a bit like our column subtraction and our column addition, you started using column multiplication. All right, and yesterday you were just regrouping the ones, okay? And today we are going to be just regrouping the tens. But what I want you to do before we go any further is get today's date and Walt in your book. Okay, so as I've just said, we are learning to multiply a 2-digit number by a 1-digit number using a formal written method. All it means by a formal written method is basically what you did yesterday, on Friday, sorry, with Miss Ryan. It's using this table, this putting it into columns to help us. What I'd like you to do is get the data Walt in your book and then have a go at this from yesterday. This is one of yesterday's questions, all right? And maybe do it the person next to you, do it just on a piece of paper, just to re-jog your memory from yesterday. So pause the video now. Okay, cool. So data Walt are in your book. Let's just have a look at this. Maybe somebody can talk me through what I need to do first. Okay, what I'm going to suggest we do is always, it's a really good habit, start with your ones column. And in fact, I'm going to help myself out today. I like to label my columns so that I don't get mixed up. All right, so I've got my tens and my ones. I'm going to start off by doing my first calculation. 6 multiplied by 3, or 3 sixes. All right, so 6 add 6 add 6. What is 6 add 6 add 6? All right, 18. All right, there's my answer, 18. But how am I going to put this into the right columns? Okay, I've regrouped. So I'm going to put my 10 that I've made. I'm going to put in my tens column. And obviously my 8 ones are going to go in there, exactly like you did when you were doing column subtraction and column addition. Okay, now all I need to do is 3 20s. So I'm actually doing the calculation 3 times 20. Okay, 3 times 20. Okay, or what you could do is to help yourself, do 3 times 2. Okay, 3 lots of 2 tens. Okay, and that gets us to 3 2s are 6. We add the 0 back on, so 60. But we need to make sure that we are adding on the 1. All right. So my answer: 3 2s are 6. Add the 1 on, 70. So 3 20s are 60. Add a 10, 70, 78. Okay. So another one from yesterday. Maybe have just a quick look at it. And think to yourself, right, let's partition here. So 14 times 7. Okay, I'm actually going to put it into a formal written method as we did yesterday. This is what we mean by a formal written method. 14 times 7, you'll have to excuse me. Mine is going to be a lot more scruffy than yours. All right, so my first calculation I need to do are 4 sevens. 7, 14, 21, 28. All right, I've made more than 1 10. I've made 2 10s, and then 7 tens are 70. Add the 20 gets us, so 7 add the 2 is 9, 98. Okay, so my correct answer would be C down here. All right, so I'm starting with my ones and then I'm doing my tens. Let's have a look at today. Now, I've put Colin and Coco on to help us, and I'm going to use them today. And you're probably thinking, oh, Mr. Bumwell, that's obvious, but it's really important that we learn key messages today. So yesterday you did the regrouping where when you got the product in the ones column was more than 10, you made a 10 and you moved it into the tens column. All right, so today we're going to be, as our Walt suggests, is when we get more, or if we get 10 or more in the tens column, what do you think we're going to make? We're going to make 100, because 10 tens equals 100. So we're going to be looking today when we make tens, okay, 10 tens, that's when we need to convert them and regroup them, shall I say, let's use the right language, regroup them into hundreds. So let's start. We always start with our ones. So let's start off. 3 threes. What is 3 multiplied by 3? Okay, hopefully you're telling me it's 9. All right. Now, I haven't made more than 10. Look, I'm going to show you here. Okay, my 3 3. So I'm just going to see if I can do that. Yeah, I can. Brilliant. Let's go. So 1 lot of 3, 2 groups of 3. 3 groups of 3. I don't need to regroup because I've only made 9. There are only 9 ones here, so I don't need to. I haven't made a 10, so I don't need that can just go in the column there, 9. Now, my next calculation I'm going to be doing is 3. What is 3 times? And I'm doing 3 times 40. 3 40s. Okay, so that's the calculation I'm doing. All right. So that is what I need to solve, and I'm going to see if I can use my tens, my place value grid to help me. So let's clone that 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Right, now I've got a problem, because as you can see, as Coco says down here, if the column product is equal to 10 or more, then I regroup. So Colin's saying here, I need to regroup the tens, okay? I need to regroup here because I can't have that many tens. How many tens? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got 12 tens. I can't have that, okay? When you get to 10 tens, we know that we need to regroup. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to move these guys, 10 tens, all right? Because 10 tens, what are 10 tens? 10 tens equal 100. All right, so whoopsie, sorry. Let's try that again. Let's lock that back in place so it doesn't move. Okay, so 10 tens. I'm going to take the bottom 10 here. There you go. I'm going to move them all over. So 10 tens, I can now get rid of those because they equal one of those. All right, and actually, I've just found my answer. All right, I've done 3 lots of 40. I did them there, remember? Okay, I made 100 out of those. I made 120. Okay, so I know that my answer actually is 120. All right, 3 40s are 120. So what I need to do now is somehow get my answer in there. Do I write this? 120. Is that the correct answer? Hopefully you're saying no. Okay, I'm making a 3-digit number. So 3 40s equals 100. How many tens have I got? 2 tens. And how many ones? I've got 9. Okay, so my answer would be 129. Okay, and I've just done that. I started by using the ones. I calculated those first, and then I moved on to the tens. All right, there obviously aren't any hundreds. I can't do 3 times because there isn't anything there, okay? I've just put the 100 column in because I know today that I'm going to be making more than 100 because I'm regrouping. That's our Walt. So let's have a look at the next one. I'd like you to perhaps have a go at doing this one now. So what's the first thing we need to do? Let's go step by step. Let's start with the ones column, okay? So it says, let's do 3 multiplied by 2. What are 3 2s or 2 3s? Remember, it's commutative. We can do it either way around. So 3 2s are 6. Okay, let's stop there and just have a think about this. Actually, I'm going to prove that here. Because here we go. I've done 3 2s. There's one group. Oh, sorry, guys. Moving there. Okay, and let's see. 1, 2. Oh, my computer is not playing ball today. Come on. Right, do it the long way around. So there we go. We have got 3 groups of 2. Okay, and my answer suggests I've made 6 ones. Now, my next calculation, I need to do 3 groups of 40. 3 times 40. So there's 1. There's 2. And there's 3. Okay, so I've done it now. I've done 3 4s. 3 times 4 10s. All right, I've got 3. There's 1 group, there's 2, there's 3. Now, as Coco says, or Colin says, I need to regroup these 10s. Look, I've got too many in there. I can only have up to 9 in there. As soon as I get to 10, that makes 100. All right, so I'm going to do what I did previously. I've made 10 10s. All right, and we know that 10 10s make 100. All right, there it is. So if I were to fill in my, my column addition here, my formal method, I could do 3 40s, okay, which we said equals 120, 12 10s. All right, so that equals 12 10s, and that is 126. Okay, 12 10s. All right, 126. Or you may have noticed, as I've said on the next slide, if you've noticed that if you do 3 times 3, okay, well that gives you, actually have a go at doing this yourself first. Pause the video and then I'll come on to the teaching of it. Okay, so pause the video now. Okay, let's have a look at this together then. So let's start with the ones. We always start with the ones. Really good place to start. What's my calculation? My first calculation says, well, let's do 3 times 3. Okay, 3 3s. Okay, 3, 6, 9. I don't need to regroup. All right, brilliant. Moving on, the 10s. Now, another, well, I put here, have you noticed anything? Actually, what you could do is say, well, I could do, instead of doing three groups of 50, all right, why don't I do 3 times 5? 3 times 5 10s equals 15 10s. And all of a sudden, 15 10s is 150. So I can actually start using my knowledge of multiplication to help me. Okay, and that's what we did in one of the first lessons we did, or the second lesson we did. We looked at multiplying by 10. Okay, and that's what we're using today. So I'm just going to prove that. So that 3 50s equals 150. So here we go. Lock in place so you don't move. There you go. Let's try that again. So there's 1 group of 50. There's 2 groups of 50. There's 3 50s. Now, remember, when we get to 10 10s, that's when we make 100. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 10s here. That is the same as 100. Hopefully I can pick them all up now. There we go. So there I've just made is the same as one of those. So my answer, I'm just double checking, is 150. That was obviously 3 3s. So I'm just going to clone those again. I'm doing it the long way, guys, just to prove my answer and just double check that I've done it correctly. So 159. Okay, I did 3 times 3, and then I did 3 multiplied by 50, 3 50s. Okay, and that makes 150. So next one. Have a go at doing this yourself first. All right. So what is 3 2s? You can pause the video now. Okay, let's go through it together. Let's start off. We always start with our ones. So what are 2 3s or 3 2s? Okay, that's 6. And now I need to do what are 3 6s or 3 60s. Okay, so this is the actual calculation I'm doing. I'm doing 3 multiplied by 60. Okay, what are 3 60s? Okay, so I can do 1, 2, 3. Remembering that when I get to 10 10s, I need to regroup. So what is 3 times 6? Effectively, 3 6 6 12 18. All right, so I've made 18 tens, which are 180. Okay, 3 sixes, 6, 12, 18. Okay, and then it goes and falls into my columns like that. Okay, 18 tens, and we know that 10 tens would make 100, and then that leaves me with 8 on my own. So I'm going to clone. There we go. 1, 2, 3. So I've got my 3 groups there. All right. We said that if we get to 10, that equals to 100. So I'm going to move. There's 6 there. Look, that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that I can now say, well, I've regrouped. I don't need they can't go in. That's 100. So 100. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and then 3 2s, we all know is 6. 3 2s, there you go. All right, so my answer, 186. Let's carry on. Have a go at this one yourself now. So 31 multiplied by 8. What are 8 31s? How can I use a formal written method? Let's start off. Pause the video now, have a go yourself, and then we'll go through it together. So let's start off with the ones. So I think quite an easy one to do. What is 1 8? Well, 1 8 is 8. Okay, first bit's easy, okay? So now I've got to do 8 times 30, or I could do 3 8s. Or 8 3s. Okay, I'm going to do 8 multiplied by 30. Okay, I'm going to go back to that old method that we learned a couple of lessons ago. Okay, I'm going to do 8 lots of 3 10s. Okay, so I'm going to do 8 multiplied by 3, or 3 8s. So we've got 8, 16, 24. Okay, and then I can add that 0 back on the end. So 240. There it is. So now how am I going to fit this in here? Well, actually, we know that 240 would look like this, 240. Okay, and then your ones have been done at the start, so 248. All right, and that's the calculation we've used. So what I'd like you to do is have a go at putting this into a written formal method. So the first one, let's do it together. I would write it in my book like this: 32 multiplied by 4. And I'm going to be really fussy, and not fussy, just have good standards for myself. And I'm going to put in my straight lines. I'm using a ruler. Let's get rid of that. So my first sum that I need to do is 2 4s. What are 2 4s? Well, 2 4s are 8. And now I'm doing 4 times 30. All right, so I need to 4, or you could do 4 times 3. Okay, I'm just going to show it on here. So that's 30. All right, and if I do it 4 times, hopefully it'll let me. There it is. There it is. 4 times. How many 10s have I got now? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so I've got 12 10s. I know I can't have 12 10s in there, so I need to go regroup. All right, I'm going to put 6, 7, 8 over there, 9, 10. There you go, 10 10s. We all know that 10 10s are the same as 100. So there I've got my answer, 120. So 4 times 30. All right, and I'm going to create an extra column here, hundreds column, 128. Okay, have a go at the others yourself, and so you can pause the video now and do this now, and then we'll move on to our misconception. Okay, So let's have a look at this one. So Colin thinks that, and now I guarantee lots of you will have done this today. Colin thinks that 42 multiplied by 4 is 1,608. Let's just have a look. Pause the video now and have a think. What has he done wrong? What mistake has he made so far? Pause the video and have a quick chat. All right, let's have a look. So let's just go through it and see where he's made a mistake. So let's start with the ones. 2 times 4, okay? Is he right? Well, yes, he is. He's absolutely correct. So where has he gone wrong? The next calculation is 4 multiplied by 40. I'm just going to write that down. 4 multiplied by 40. 4, lots of 4 tens. So let's solve that first. What are 4 40s? Well, 4 40s, I could do this. I could break it up into, I could do 4 times 4. What is 4? What are 4 4s? 4 4s are obviously 16. Okay, and add the 0 back on. So my answer would be 40, 80, 120, 160. Now I'm starting to see where he's gone wrong. Now he's tried to, he has his place value isn't good here because he's actually tried to put the 0 in when actually the 0 is the ones, all right? And it should go there. So let's just get a little rubber here because what he's done wrong, okay, he had the first bit right. So he had 2 times 4 is 8. All right. Now 160, how would that fit in here? Well, 160 is 100. I'm just going to put my place value headings back in. Hundreds, tens, ones. All right, so it's 100. How many tens is it? Well, it's 6 tens and 0 ones. So it's 168. All right, and that's how it falls into place. So that would be correct now. He was so close. So if you want to do some more practice, I put some more do it questions here so you can have a go at that. If you think you're feeling quite comfortable with this, you can move on to the greater depth questions. If you have any questions, please message or get in touch and we'll see if we can help you out a bit more. Good luck today and I'll catch up with you later.